Hi guys, hope everyone's well. I've had a few questions about fringes, how to cut your fringe or what to do with your fringe. If you can get away with not cutting it, then brilliant. What you can do, rather than having your whole fringe, is use your fringe and put your parting slightly over to the side and get in your fringe and pushing it over to more of a side fringe. So that will just help soften it as it's growing. If you are going to brave it and you are going to cut it, all I ask you to do is bring your fringe out. So I always go in the middle parting, bring your fringe through, and then literally all the rest of your hair that's not part of your fringe, I would get out the way and put mine in a clip, but whatever you've got, a hair twisty, whatever you can do to work. Right, so I obviously have a really long side fringe coming through here. Most people will either have shorter fringes. So what I advise to do is make sure you comb your hair in front of you. You make sure you do it longer than you actually want to cut it, because there's nothing worse than having a short fringe, and I'd rather you do little nibbles more regularly than go up and cut your fringe up to here and not meaning to. I always do it on dry hair, because sometimes when you do it on wet hair, you can pull it too tight, that tension there, and then when the hair dries, the natural movement pops up and then you end up with a really short fringe. Also, when cutting your fringe, do not just grab it and cut straight across. I would grab your fringe, got some bits there, I'd grab your fringe and I literally would point cut your fringe shorter. So working it up slowly and just point cut into it at a little bit of an angle just to help soften, like that. So then when you drop it, it's a little bit softer then, rather than going too much. And try, and if you want it in a little angle, that's come from somewhere. If you want it in an angle, think of a V shape, an upside down V, and then literally shorten that area, and then make sure you leave a longer point on the sides. So you're adding that V, and then you're leaning it longer each way down, so you have a bit more softness. So it gives you a bit of a softer shape rather than a straight across shape through there. That's my best way to doing your fringe. So like I said, chip into it, not across it. Side fringes, best way, like I said, to keep your side fringe, again, I would literally bring it down, cut it straight across and just push it over. Don't try and properly side cut it. You know, we spent years training to do hair cutting, so you know, try not to do too much yourself. And what you can do as well is back comb it. If you back comb your fringe, it gives you that little bit more height, and then you can work it over and bring it forward and work it over. Also, another great way of doing your side fringe, let me go in my drawer where I've got all my hair bits, is that you can go in, put your side fringe in, put it to where you want it to hide them eyebrows, put a little clip in there, and then when you drop your hair, get it over it, so it gives you your illusion of hiding them eyebrows, giving you that shape that you want, but pretty much you're clipping it out the way, so you haven't got it dangling in your eyes. It's simply just clipped under there, and then you hide the hair on top of it. That again will just help you get through that little bit longer. If not, if you don't want to cut it, you can also put it back. I've been really experimenting with just getting my front bit. If you've got a little band, you can band it in there so it's a top little ponytail out of the way, but you've still got all your hair down on the side. If not, a little clip in there, push it up, you've got your bit of back combing to give you that body, so it just gives you that little bit more shape in there, and it just takes that fringe off, so it's not so annoying. Another really lovely way, and you know, if you've got time, great. If you've got kids, even better, train them to help you do it. But what you can do is get your fringe and just do a tiny little plait to shape around the front of the head. So it's not going to be perfect. You're doing it just by looking, and just plait that bit of hair out the way. So you're literally plaiting that to down, and then a little clip in there again, and you've hidden your fringe. You've plaited it to the side, and then you've got this really nice shape. I mean, unfortunately, I have literally just brushed my hair for the first time in like 4 days. So I need to properly do it, but I'm going to do some tutorials on doing wanding as well as doing a messy bun. I always find your hair's a little bit better dirtier when you're doing your wanding, and a little bit better doing your messy bun after you've curled it, or after a few days when you've got a little bit more grip into there. So I'll be doing that anyway. But yeah, so just plait that, put it up out the way. I've got a lot of my clients that have got shorter hair coming to me, messaging me, asking what we can do, how to control it. You need to take your mindset out of styling it in a shorter way and think about styling it completely different, because short hair is great for just whacking a little bit of wax in and getting that body and that height into it. You need to start working with that little bit of extra length you've got, and knowing what to do with it is quite hard. If your husband has got a pair of clippers, or a little, you know, or even just some good scissors, just for the back of any of your kids' cuts, any of the boys, or any of that shorter hairstyles for the men and the women, just go across and make sure that that's a neat line back there. If it's quite short, or any long hairs on the neck, just get the neck clippers to go across. I'll grab Keith at some point and do a little video about how to do that. So that will just instantly make your haircut look really clean and neat. If you're really brave, especially with the kids, you can go around, if you've got a good pair of scissors, or with the clippers, and tidy up around the ears. Again, I use Keith as a model later and show you just a quick way of doing that. The boys, I think, will definitely find this a little bit harder to try and style it, but with shorter hair, like I said, just get used to doing it slightly different. Like if you used to wear it all forward, maybe trying it back off the face, sleeking the sides a little bit back with your product, and then putting that back coming through. If you've got shorter hair with longer fringe, again, try clipping it up, try getting it out the way. So, you know, you've got a bit of a twist into that fringe, and then that puts that sort of hair out the way, and then with a little bit of wax or hairspray or gel even, just try slicking your sides back a little bit, and then having that body through that top of that fringe, and then trying to put the hair behind the ears so it just softens that shorter hair. If you can still get body in it, great. You might find that you are having to control your body a little bit more with a small round brush, so you're trying to blow dry it back that little bit more, and then getting the body of wax in it. Try using more of a hairspray or a dry wax the longer the hair, rather than a heavy wax or a putty wax, because that's just going to weigh the hair down, and already you're going to have a lot more weight in it normally. So then I would use like a hairspray or something just to get in that root, to hold that root up a little bit more. That's going to give you that more of that body. As soon as you put wax on the ends, it's just going to pull it down more. It's going to make it harder to style and harder to look after. But I do think the best thing you can do is either utilise that fringe and, like I said, push them sides back with a little bit of wax and just soften that through. That might be your better area to do on that shorter hair. And this is also a great time just to give the hair a break. Like, we're constantly colouring, we're constantly using your, you know, your hair dryers, your styling irons, products in the hair. It's so nice just not have to worry about it. Give that chance time to recoup. Try and get a conditioning mask on it every few days or so, at least once a week. You know, when you're at home, wash it in the morning, leave your mask on, do your housework, wrap it up in a towel, do your housework for the morning, then get in the shower, or, you know, and then rinse it out. You're going to give that hair a really good condition and give it a little bit of TLC. You know, we're always so quick, we're always so rushing, so it's good time just to have that hair a break, really. And, you know, we're not going to be like this forever. We will be back, you know, hair, you know, you might love your longer style. You might find something in a few weeks' time and think, I love this and I love how the length works, or, you know, I want to do this and change that. So At least when we come back, we'll all be eager. We'll all have tried something new, hopefully, and hopefully all positively. And, you know, we can move forward with what we can do in different challenges. But it's just time to play and experiment. But yeah, like I said, just be good with cutting the hair. Remember, chip into it, no straight lines across. Make sure you pull all your other hair back and just focus on that fringe area through there. Right, any other questions or any other concerns, just message me and I'll look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye.